Welcome to day 23 of our FCC Advent Countdown. We're getting so very close to that magical day, the birth of Jesus, which we celebrate on day 25, a couple thousand years later now. Let's see what's in our cabinet here as we take this final week to imagine what that week leading up to the birth of Jesus, the traveling and whatnot, must have been like for Joseph and Mary. It's an iPad, but it's not really an iPad. I mean, it is. But the actual thing that we want to have in our cabinet is this. This is our FCC Facebook page. Facebook is the thing that I want to pull out of the cabinet. You know, when I think of Facebook, I think of a lot of things, some good, some very bad as far as social media goes. But one of the things associated with Facebook is the idea of friends or of community or of connection. Now, we could go on and on about the quality of an online friendship versus the real thing. I think we know where that would lead us. But that's not really the point. We're not here to debate Facebook. I'm just using Facebook as an illustration of the concept of friendship, because I don't know how I could put my friends inside that cabinet, right? But as we think about friends and we think about community, I want us to consider that we're getting to the point on day 23 where Joseph and Mary were probably beginning to arrive in Bethlehem, or at least very close to that. And we know in the Bible, kind of the famous story that there was no room at the inn, and they were sleeping in a stable among the animals, or at least that there was a manger for sure. And the truth is, if you look really closely at first century Jewish hospitality, and if you kind of study the history and you consider the census and that Joseph was going to the city of David, to the place of his ancestors, it's pretty obvious that there were a lot of extended relatives also there. And we know that they had help. So most likely they were probably in a house just in the area where the animals were, because the guest rooms were taken because so many people had traveled there. But it doesn't really matter. The point is this: whether they had friends or didn't, we could look at it either way. But the point is this: in life, we need community. We need people to help us. And whether or not they were truly alone in that moment isn't the point, although I believe they had people around them. The point is this: we need community. We are made, in fact, for community. God most often calls people within the context of a community. And at FCC, we want to be a community. And with other Jesus followers in our town, we want to be a community. And with Christians around the world, we want to be a community. And so as you approach this Christmas holiday, and more importantly, as we move into this next year of 2021, have we not learned the importance of community during the pandemic? I hope that we have. Let's resolve to move forward with a new kind of fervor for community. We need it in our lives. Let's be community for others, and let's allow others to be community for us. God bless you. Merry Christmas.